Just test the sound. Is there anything you don't want to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
But
Yeah, okay. Okay, we are rolling in 3,
Can
2,
I like drink my coffee
1.
while we're...
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kiskapades podcast. Today I have a very lovely, beautiful guest with me. And I'll let her introduce herself for the people who are listening. For the people who are watching, I'm sure you can see the eye candy.
I am Naomi Wamboe. That's Wamboe. I'm a singer, songwriter, entertainer, businesswoman. Yeah, I do it all.
Ish. Independently? You forgot to say independent.
Independent woman.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to the Kiskapades podcast. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
through. The podcast is about the 4 pillars of life.
Okay.
Do you know about the 4 pillars of life?
Explain to me.
Health,
I have a rough idea. but
Health.
Go ahead.
wealth, love, and happiness. And everybody just has like a different journey, and just in general, they shape us to who we are, like currently. Your experiences when it comes to just interaction with friends, family, love, hustling, all these things that we chase on a regular every single day.
Yeah.
So let's start off with, I've known you for the longest time, and yeah, I mean, like I was saying off camera, we don't get to sit down and have these conversations. Most of the times everybody's like either super occupied,
Yeah.
for her case,
definitely.
drunk most of the time.
No. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So no, but it's always
It's
like
always at
that social
parties or
scene.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't get to really chop it down and talk
Yeah.
about things that actually matter. Even if I wanted to, that wouldn't be the place to.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so and that's why you're here at the podcast today.
Okay.
And let's just start off like maybe with, I know you've been doing music for the longest time. And the first time I remember seeing you doing music was, which one? Which was your first hit? Let me tell you. No, hold on.
Oh,
The
man.
song, was it with the song with Jim Watt?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the first
Yes,
time.
it was.
Yeah.
Tunakatika Nastaya Kenya.
Yes,
Oh my gosh,
yes.
that was crazy. I was like 15, I think.
Wait, you were 15?
15 or 16, yes.
Jeez.
I had come to visit Kenya,
Uh-huh.
and then it was just so crazy how it all happened.
Yeah.
My uncle knew Clemo, and so Clemo was like, "Oh, let's do a song before she goes back to America," because I was back and forth because of school.
Yeah.
So me and Jim Watt just did a song. We shot a video at our house in Bigiri, with my uncle's cars, and it was like a hit, kind of. It was a hit. I won a Chagua Latinis award for it. So yeah, that was, wow, that's throwback.
That's a throwback, yeah, but that's how far I remember you doing music, and you've always been very consistent. But I don't think you've tapped into the mainstream currently.
Yes.
And just before we go to that, let's just find a backstory. Where were you raised?
I was born and raised in the States.
Also,
Seattle,
the accent is not
Washington.
so it's just for people who are listening. You know how Kenyans are just faking their accents.
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
many people think I fake my accent. No,
Yeah.
this is an American accent. I was
Yeah.
American born. I've always schooled there, from elementary school to college. But I was always back and forth.
Kenya
Kenya and America. My parents always made it a big deal for us to come at least once a year.
So that can be grounded, just know your people and
Exactly.
everything. And I think that's one thing that I've noticed. Even every time anytime you go to the States, you're always coming back to Kenya.
Yeah.
Why?
I
Why?
love Kenya.
I'm just
Kenya.
waiting to get my visa. I'm gone. I'm not coming back, bro. I'm not. Why?
That's what so many people say. I've
Why?
always loved Kenya. I wanted to go to school here. I wanted Yes, I wanted to do high school here. I wanted to go to USIU. My parents wouldn't let me.
Why?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you let me?
No, I'm not. I'm not talking to the parents. I'm talking to you. Why would you want that?
Just because I wanted to. I wanted to get that experience of growing up here, learning the language, because I suck at Swahili. Yeah.
You can learn.
Najua kidogo.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, a lot of people, how they look at it, maybe it's like just from people who are born and bred, always like, they always have like, from what we see, like countries like the States have systems that work.
Yeah.
And you see now, when it comes to even something like music,
Yeah.
you can post like, even back then, I think that's when people were doing like ringtones and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you had anything popping, there's just a nice structure of selling like your content as an
It is.
as an artist.
It is. It's also like very more competitive in the States.
Oh, so what you're
Very
saying
much
is like
so.
Kenyans are not very talented, and if you come here, it's easy for you to like maneuver.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But
it makes sense.
In
No,
the
it makes
States,
sense.
in the States, it's way more competitive. It's like I would have had to like, because I'm from Seattle, I would have had to like move to California, you know, do that hustle mentality, change my lifestyle, just take a big risk rather than coming to Kenya, like where I knew like family and people who are
they have
already in
your
the
back
industry.
oh yeah.
So yeah, it was just easier.
Okay, but how was, if you compare like, did you ever do music in the States? Or just maybe
I
the
did.
little school things?
When
or?
I was in college, I used to do music in Miami. I was recording with some people. I did a lot
You
of
don't
like
even want to
background.
mention them?
I
Is it
know.
people that you don't
I
even
don't
remember?
know. They're even like famous, and I forgot. I did a lot of like background vocals and stuff for them.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's this guy's name? I forgot.
Wow.
That's horrible. That's
Wow.
how long ago it was.
But is the song
Can you
out?
believe
Is that
it?
song out there?
Yeah, it was out there. It was playing. It was a hit. It was a hit.
And just before we just come back to like Kenyan industry goes, you're one of the few artists that have been able to come to the podcast. The other ones are saying play Kenyan music. I'm not playing Kenyan music if you're not coming to my podcast. Hey.
Right.
Hey.
But you have to play Kenyan music. Come on. We need to support our people.
Do you like Kenyan music?
I love Kenyan music.
Okay,
I'm not so
we'll get.
hey,
Okay,
I'm
no.
no.
Yeah,
Don't put me on the spot.
Okay, what are you
Don't put
saying?
me
Just
on the
finish
spot.
that
I'm not
sentence.
so familiar with like the names of the songs.
You see,
I
that's
know.
where I was going. That's where I was going.
I'm not so familiar with the names of the songs. I know like some of the artists. I know
Who
a
are
lot
like
of
some of
artists.
your favorite artists?
I like Kagwe. I love his music.
Kago is coming next
Kagwe
week to the
is-
podcast.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh nice. He just performed at Masego. Like
Yeah.
that was a dope show.
Yeah.
Fenna, she's doing her thing. She's doing her thing as well. Madoni Drama Queen.
Of course.
Calligraph, shout out to
Papa
Calligraph.
Jones.
That's my boy. Yeah, who else?
Yeah, you
I
see?
mean, there's so many I can't even like think right on the spot.
So many relevant
Yes.
ones that we can't even remember their names. But no, that's not what we're saying. And I'm just saying it's kind of like a slippery slope right now, like in the Kenyan industry, because content-wise, a lot of people, like let's say for you, the kind of music that you do currently right now is a fusion of probably an American upbringing.
Yes.
And what you know is Kenyan as well.
Yes.
So it's fused with that.
Yes.
And then we have people in the industry who, okay, first of all, how was it just easy? Like back then it must have been really easy, like just dropping a song, right?
Yeah, back then it was only because like my uncle knew Clemo.
And
like,
Clemo's
they were,
already
like,
had
next-door
that
neighbors.
momentum with Caliph Records.
You know, like Genge was the thing back then.
Yeah.
And I was signed with them. I was signed with them for like a year, but it was so hard because I would always have to go back to school. I would drop a song, it would like get big, and they'd look for me for interviews and stuff, but I'd always be back in
not
the
there.
States, like doing my thing.
Do you want to bite this
So-
sandwich before we finish?
No, eat your sandwich. I have my muffin.
Yes, so, but do you miss that era when it comes to music,
I
though.
sure do. I really do miss that era. I mean, I feel like that's when Kenyan music was on top, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Even like-
Nigerian who?
Yeah.
Nigerian who?
They used to come to Kenya to actually
Yes.
try and work with Kenyans and everything.
Exactly. And but I feel that Kenyans didn't, you know, with music, just like everything else, it changes. It changes rapidly. Like in this day and age, one thing can be cool one day, and then the next day, it's something totally different. And that's how it is with music. And I think that Kenyans got stuck in doing music one specific type of way because it worked for them at that time, and they didn't want to go along with the change. You know, it was hard for them to change. Now they're doing it. You know, like how their rap is coming up. You know, pop, hip hop is coming up. Yeah. All of that.
But when you say them, you know you're part of the
I
music
know.
industry, right?
I know I am.
What are you doing about it?
I'm changing. I'm changing. I have content, good content that's
have-
coming out.
how has your